Good evening, friends. Now we'll take a small concept on AMA. So I'll just make a small comparison between AS number 2, that is valuation of inventory, and relevant costing. So many times, including me, when we are applying for examination, CA IPCC or CA final, at the time of making application, we will not have any doubt at all. That is, we'll be sure that we are going to write all the 8 papers or in IPC 7 papers as the case may be. But after applying for examination, after few days, we will have some doubt. What is the doubt? Whether we should write this attempt or next time by putting fullest effort. So sometimes people will feel less confident and they will just think, instead of trying this time, if they write next attempt, they can put 100% effort and they can clear the examination with very good marks, getting ranks, etc. This will be the dream of every student. Not every student. Some people, many times I have done this mistake. It is a mistake only. Then very close to examination, we'll have another thought also. Because after applying for examination, we'll be thinking, should we write both the groups? So we will concentrate only on one group so that we can focus properly. But very close to examination, we'll start thinking whether we should write this attempt or not. We will take it to the next time. Now imagine a scenario. Cost of work in progress, assume it is 500 rupees. Then you take the estimated selling price of the finished product. Imagine some number, say 200 rupees. Now it is in the form of WIP. So further cost to complete, assume it is rupees 100. Or I will take this way. I am taking two different cases. Further cost to complete the product is 100, or further cost to complete the product is rupees 250. So what is the value of stock? That is for AS2 purpose. Then we'll come back to relevant costing also. So how stock is valued at? Right from school days we are studying how stock is valued at. Stock is valued at cost or NRV, whichever is lower. Okay. Now cost is fact. What has happened? Already we have spent 500 rupees. Then NRV. What is the definition of NRV? Estimated selling price. Estimated selling price in our example is 200 rupees. That is case A or B, it is going to be 200 less if there is any selling expenses, as how in capital gains you will be deducting sale transfer expenses, like that here also you need to deduct estimated selling expenses. It is not actual, estimated selling expenses. I am just assuming there is no estimated selling expenses. Then if it is WIP, you need to deduct further cost to complete. What is the further cost to complete in case A? It is 100. In case B it is 250. So what is going to be NRV? 100 and negative 150. You should be careful. Negative 50, not 150. Cost. What is the cost? Cost you cannot change. What has happened is cost 500 and 500. Now how stock is valued at? So here it is 100. Cost or NR, whichever is lower. Second case, can we take negative 50 because minus 50 is lower than 500. So can we take value of the stock as negative 50? No. Stock value cannot be negative. So it should be taken as nil. Now we will have a doubt, not onto these values, but other doubt. Stock is valued at cost or NRV, whichever is lower, okay. In first case, NRV is lower than cost, so we are recording at NRV. Second case, we are recording at 0 because when you take minus 50 in your trading account, you will be booking heavy loss, more than what you are actually about to suffer. So prudence concept says you need to book for anticipated losses, but not more than the beating you should not cry. Now, what sort of doubt will arise would mean, now it is in the form of WIP only. Already we have spent 500. And some people will think this way, I am going to get in future only 200 rupees. Already I have spent 500. When I am going to get only 200, that too I need to additionally spend rupees 100. Should I complete this WIP into finished goods or not? So this is a doubt people will be having. As how after applying for examination, we'll have a doubt whether we should write this exam or not. Because already we have completed CPT, intermediate, now we are in final, say almost comparable to WIP, whether we should write this exam or not. Then once examination is over, then we'll start our preparation. 100% like that people will be thinking, but from this example itself we'll understand what we need to do. Suppose if you throw this product as it is, what will happen? How much will be your loss? 500. That is, you are not completing the finished product. You throw the product as it is in the dustbin, you will be losing 500. Suppose if you complete the product 500 plus you spend another 100, totally you will be getting, or you need to spend 600 and you will be getting 200, you will be getting, what will be your loss? 400. So now you can understand, initially we had a doubt whether we should complete the product or not. Now we can tell we need to complete the product. So when I complete the product, I'll be getting some profit. Is it my expectation? No, my expectation is not to get some profit, but at least I'll be getting a reduced loss. So here we can tell this way normally, something is better than nothing. Because nothing, you will be losing 500. Something if you do, you will be losing only 400. Loss will be reduced. What happens in case B? Already you have spent 500. In future, if you spend another 250, this extra expenditure if you spend, totally you need to spend 750, whereas you will be getting only 200. Your loss will be 550. Now itself, if you throw it in dustbin, your loss will be 500. If you complete and dispose, your loss will be 550. So sometimes another proverb also will work. This is a proverb or not, I don't know, but you can tell this way. Sometimes nothing is better than nonsense. So case A, something is better than nothing. Your loss will be reduced. Second case, if you are silent, your loss will be less. By completing, your loss is more. So this is a way you can interpret your answer. This is for AS number 2 purpose. Stock is valued at cost or NRV, whichever is lower. Now the same problem, when you just come back to relevant costing, in relevant costing Many people will tell after joining for CA this way, including me. Whenever I am telling, I am just telling about me also. In plus 2, I am school first. Then in LKG, I am school topper. Then in previous birth, I am university topper. So when you join CA, whether these data are relevant for deciding what is it you are going to do in CA? Answer is no. But we will be sitting in the class by keeping all these things fast in the mind. Relevant costing, when we just try, we will ignore all the historical information. It is sunk. So easily you can tell without doing all these analysis whether we should proceed further or not, because in relevant costing we are going to ignore this data because it is cost incurred. Relevant costing statement is very simple. It is only income which you are about to get in future, that is future or incremental income you need to take, or if there is any opportunity gain you need to take that. Similarly, incremental expenditure, if any, you need to take the expenditure which you are going to incur in future. Any opportunity loss, you need to take it up. That's all. You will get benefit or it may be loss. If it is benefit, you need to proceed. Otherwise, you need to stop the work. So it is not the traditional profit and loss account format, but to decide whether we should proceed or not, we can use this format. Here also, we have used that only. Ignore this 500. How much extra you need to spend to complete the product? 100. When you spend extra 100, how much you will be getting? 200. Is there any incremental benefit or not? Yes. Proceed. That's all. Can you understand? So instead of checking 500 plus 100, total it will be 600. I will be getting 200. Then my loss will be 400. Don't think this way. You can just try directly the incremental approach. Ignore what is already spent. It is sunk cost. Now incremental expenditure, this is incremental income. You are going to get incremental benefit. Proceed. Second case, incremental expenditure is 250. Incremental income is 200. There is no net benefit. So stop. So the same data, what you are telling in AS number 2, we can try easily in relevant costing, like by simply comparing the incremental cost and incremental benefit, whether we should proceed or not. So what is the conclusion? Students, so it is not only AS2 and relevant costing plus CA exam also. Now we are going to write exam in November, assume. Now we are in the month of August, July or August, assume. And people will be thinking there is only 2 months or 3 months or 4 months. I don't have sufficient time. Or they may be having all these ideas somewhere in the month of September or October. Should I write this exam or not? I can study only 30%. So this is the way people will be thinking. My suggestion is that 30% only you can study means you study only 30% and go for exam. There is no problem in it. Because next time you need to study only 70%. This, if you don't put effort, next time you need to try 100%. It is like in our example, case A, I know that we are going to end up with loss, but it will be a reduced loss. In case B, it is going to be heavy loss. So I am just telling it is like case A. If you don't write exam also, sometimes we may be knowing in advance because of going for office or some family problems, health problems. We may not be able to concentrate properly on studies. So we can concentrate only 30%. Don't worry, go for exam, right? Though we are getting low marks, it is not a problem. Next time remaining, if we study, that is enough. But if we skip this, then next time 100% we need to study. So this is what we are understanding through KCA. Something is better than nothing. Now I'll just take one more information. Assume we are going to conduct a program for which you are booking a hall. That hall for which you are paying some advance rupees, say 1000 rupees we are paying in advance. This is a fixed cost, assume. Then that seminar for which students whom they are attending, I can tell this way, 2500 rupees I am going to collect. Then for every student I need to give some material kit, some notebook, something, some cost, food I am going to provide. So all those things comes to 1500 assume. Or I'll take it this way, small number I'll take 250 and 150. So that what is the contribution per student? 100. This is contribution per unit. Now imagine a situation, students, there is no one student joined for that seminar. What will be my profit or loss? Not even a single student has registered. What will be my profit or loss? 1000. Assuming this hall rent I have already paid and I cannot get it back, 1000 rupees will be the loss. Only one student is joining. What will happen? My loss will be 900. Why 900? This 1000 will be reduced by this contribution per student 100. So my loss will be 100 because every student brings me 100. One more student is joining. What will be my loss? 800. Like that story goes. How many students, if they join, I'll be reaching 0 here. My loss is getting reduced. It is in decreasing trend. How many students, if they join, my loss will be 0? 10. Because every student is bringing 100. 10 students if I have, I will have 1000. This 1000 will wipe off my fixed cost of 1000. This 10 is what we call it as break even point. The level at which there is no profit or loss. Is that clear? Okay. Now I'll take the same example. The same 1000 I am splitting into 2. 800 rupees is the hall rent. Clear? 800 rupees is a hall rent and 200 rupees is for projector assume, just for example. Now hall rent I have already paid it in advance. I cannot recover it back. But projector, only when seminar takes place I need to pay that. That is also fixed cost assume. But this 200 rupees I need to incur only when program takes off. That means, continuing with the same example, if 0 students registered, what will be my loss? My loss will be only 800. That is only for the hall rent. My loss will be projector rent 0. When program is not there, I am not going to hire projector. But hall rent I need to book the place because it is in a very premium area. I need to book that place. They will not give a refund also. I'm just assuming all these things. Only one student is getting registered. Then what will happen? Rent, it will be 800. Projector, I need to spend 200. Even one student is there, assuming I am conducting the seminar. Every student will be bringing me 100 rupees contribution in my example. Therefore, my loss will be 100. My loss will be 900. So now you have a doubt. What is a doubt? After announcing for the seminar, if no students are getting registered, my loss will be 800. If I take class for one student, my loss is going to be 900. Okay. 2 students are registering. Hall rent I need to pay 800. 2 students, they will bring 200 contribution. My profit or loss will be here 0. It will be 800 again. Okay, next question. 3 students are getting registered. What will happen? I'll get 300 contribution. That 300 contribution will wipe off that projector rent. Then there is no loss for projector. That extra 100 will reduce my hall rent burden. It will be 700. My loss will be 700. Like that, when story goes, 10th student when I am getting registered, I'll be ending up with no profit or loss. Can you understand? Now, what is the conclusion we can have? Sale level, if it is more than 10, what is the impact? I'll be getting profit, which we call it as margin of safety. If sale number of units, if it is equal to 10, what will happen? I'll be ending up with no profit or loss. Break even. This is what we call it as break even. If it is less than 10, but more than what? 2. What will happen? I'll be getting loss, but that loss is reduced loss. Can you understand? If my sale is 2 exactly, I'll be indifferent. Why I'll be indifferent? Whether I take class or 2 students, or if I simply keep silent, my loss is going to be 800 rupees. But if sale were to be less than 2 but more than 0, I'll be having heavy loss. This place is what we call it as shutdown point or continue point. Shutdown or continue point. So one thing you can understand this way from the previous example and this example, above shutdown point, you are getting loss. Below BEP, above shutdown point, you are getting loss. But it is not heavy loss, it is only a reduced loss. More than BEP, there is no doubt. Say in my previous example, already you have spent 500. Till you need to spend extra, say 100. And I told you will be getting only 200. 500 plus 100, 600. At least if you get 600, there will be no profit or loss. But when you are getting 200, whether we should proceed further with the project or not, we told answer is yes. On what angle we told it is yes. This extra 200 is going to reduce your extra cost as well as the existing cost burden also it will reduce. So people will think above shutdown point, we will tell this way, equal to shutdown point, indifferent. More than shutdown point, we will tell continue. When we say continue, it is not that we are going to get profit, we are going to get reduced loss. More than BP, we are going to get profit. That is something different. But more than shutdown point, but less than BP, whether we should continue or not. The answer is yes. So now you can think this way. In that first example, what I told, if your sale were to be 600, then already you have spent 500. Now you are going to spend 100. If your sale value is going to be 600, you will be getting 0. Or if your sale value is going to be more than 600, you will be getting profit. But if your sale value is less than 600, but more than 100, which 100 I am telling? This 100. If it is more than 100, but less than 600, still you can continue at a reduced loss. Is that clear? So the same information, you can use it for AS number 2, you can use it in shutdown point, you can use it in relevant costing also. In relevant costing, you can ignore all the historical information. You can simply compare incremental profit or incremental benefit and incremental expenditure or loss. You will be getting benefit or expenditure, net benefit or expenditure. If it is beneficial, you can proceed, otherwise you can ignore. I have just told something only, bird's eye view about shutdown point or incremental costing. There are so many other things also to be discussed in shutdown point. So I have not discussed any formulas, just told the background of what is shutdown point, what is it we are doing in relevant costing, or what is it we are doing in AS number 2. Almost all are same. And finally, what is the summary? Kindly don't skip the examination. Even if you are underprepared, only 10% you have studied also, you need to do that. So it is okay, we may be ending up with loss, but it will be a reduced loss. Rather than getting 0, at least we'll be getting 10 marks. Next time we can concentrate for the better remaining 90%. If you skip the examination, again we need to study for 100%. That will be very, very difficult.